Disclaimer. The following is a video reviewing this week's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. This is a review of what is presented to us by the producers and nothing more. This is not commenting on who the queens are as people, as I do not know them personally. This is just about what we see on screen. Any hateful comments about or towards the queens will not be tolerated and will be removed. Oh, and also this will obviously contain spoilers about this week's episode, so don't watch it if you haven't yet seen it. With all that said, hope you enjoy this video. Yours truly, ElliXia.
Hello gays, gals and non-binary pals. You're watching another episode of ElliXia's Drag Race review with me, ElliXia Q Valentine. This week we are discussing RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs. the World Season 1 Episode 6, aka The Final. AKA, thank God it's finished. I mean, what? That's right, the final has come and gone. We have a new queen to add to the winner's circle of RuPaul's Drag Race. But before we get into all of that, I just have to say my name is ElliXia Q Valentine. If you like what you see, links for all my social medias are of course in the descriptions below. If you would like to give me a follow or a subscribe or a like or a comment, then of course I would appreciate that. But you don't have to if you don't want to, I won't hold it against you. And of course I no longer have to have my little disclaimer about spoilers for upcoming episodes because there are no upcoming episodes. The season is done, finished.com, period, full stop. Honestly, avoiding like Drag Race spoilers for episodes that haven't aired yet does sometimes feel like an Olympic sport, so it's quite a relief to not have to do that anymore. And so, the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs. the World, aka the Queen of the World, is, drumroll, Blue Hydrangea. Congratulations, Blue Hydrangea, for winning. What a season it has been. I'd be lying if I said it was my favourite. I'm not gonna lie. However, I would also say it isn't my least favourite. For this video, I didn't really make any notes. I started to make notes at the beginning of the episode, but to be honest, I thought, you know what, let's just enjoy the finale. Let's just watch it, let the events unfold and go from there. And to be honest, it was actually quite an uneventful episode, really, We found out at the beginning of the episode, carrying on from episode 5, that Mo would have also chosen Janie to be eliminated, so there's that. We then get a little bit in the workroom of the top 4, they reflect over the competition, of course. It did make me laugh at the start of the episode when, like they do this with every finale, don't they? They have like a little thing of all the queens who are in the finale and like almost like their best bits, as well as a comment from them about like their stance in the competition. And Bag of Chips, of course, quoted the infamous Holly Jervis audition from the X Factor. If you are a member of UK gay Twitter, then you'll know that the Holly Jervis audition is a, shall we say, a polarizing subject, but I thought that was quite funny. So we are on the main stage. RuPaul at first introduces the eliminated queens back into the competition. We have Lemon, Cheryl Hole, Jimbo, Pangina Heels and Janie Jacquet walk the runway before our top 4 also walk it. We might as well start off with the runway looks. There was, no one looked bad. Just gonna say that right now, no one looked bad. Everyone looked nice, everyone looked lovely. I had some favourites and some not so much favourites. Starting first with Lemon. Lemon walked out with a massive Canadian maple leaf. I liked Lemon's outfit. I thought she looked really good. It was a big statement piece. It was very nicely put together. Lemon shared quite a lot of her runway looks that she would have worn had she not been eliminated in episode 1, and a lot of them are very good, so it is a real shame that we didn't get to see more of Lemon. We have Cheryl Hole wearing this red gown which has different flowers to represent different parts of the United Kingdom on the dress. I like the idea of the dress. I like the photo of the dress as well. The Drag Race account posted an official sort of portrait, if you will, of the outfit. I wasn't too keen on it in motion. I don't know what it was about it. It looked a little bit sort of swallowed up. I'm not really sure. It wasn't the best outfit that I've seen Cheryl in, but she still looked really pretty. We then had Jimbo come in with a very, I thought, very Cher-like outfit. It reminded me a lot of Cher's Take Me Home single artwork. Lovely, gorgeous, glamorous gown. And it's also nice to see that I know Jimbo's drag is very clown-like, but it was nice that she was able to show, you know, a bit more of a demure glamour side while still keeping that very much Jimbo sense of humour. We then had my girl Pangina Heels come out in a Queen Elizabeth inspired outfit. I really loved Pangina's look. I think it was probably my favourite of the night. I know I have a bit of a Pangina bias, but I really liked it. I thought she looked stunning. I thought the makeup was gorgeous. I thought it was very clever because she wanted to sort of merge her culture as somebody from Thailand with UK culture, and I thought she did a really good job. And we have Janie JK in a lovely sky blue dress with tulips on it to represent Holland. I thought Janie looked really lovely as well. That colour blue is one of my favourite colours, so you can't go wrong with that in my eyes. I have to say, watching the eliminated queens walk the runway, especially Jimbo and Pangina, I did feel a sense of sadness because it was like, oh, they deserve to be in the final, both of them do. And it felt a bit like, oh, you know, what could have been. But alas, that is not the card that was dealt. So we have our top four walking on the runway straight after. And at first we have Bagger Chips in an Elizabeth Taylor inspired outfit. I really liked Bagger's headdress. I thought it was very, is avant-garde the word? I don't know. I have to be honest, I don't really know what avant-garde means, but people say it and I'm like, yeah, that's avant-garde, so why not? I thought it was a very nice headdress, something that Bagger, you wouldn't normally associate with Bagger as well, so I thought that was good. The dress was pretty as well. I didn't really feel that the dress and the headpiece really went together. It felt to me like it was sort of two parts of separate outfits. And when looking up the Elizabeth Taylor look itself that it was inspired from, she wore it with like a sort of white and blue dress. So I think the headpiece would have looked so much nicer with like a lighter coloured dress. Not necessarily white, but maybe like a cream, like a magnolia or something like that. So it wasn't my favourite look, but you know, Bagger's, and this isn't meant to be shady at all, but Bagger's not a look queen, is she? Like the bar for her looks is sort of fairly low, and I think she would say that herself as well. So when I say like it's good for Bagger, I don't mean that in a shady way, but I know it does come across that way. But Bagger's definitely one of those queens she's more of a performance queen, more of a personality queen. I don't think the looks are as much of a priority for her. We then had Blue Hydrangea walk the runway. I thought Blue was absolutely gorgeous in that baby blue, sky blue outfit. Like I said, it's my favourite colour, so I thought she was absolutely stunning. The bright blonde hair with the blue little highlights in, I thought was lovely. I loved the crystallized blue dove that was on the front and the back. It looked a bit like a very high fashion, fabulous version of the Twitter logo. And I also really loved that they had the UK flag and the Irish flag as well. I thought that was a very nice touch, and of course doves are like a similar piece, aren't they? I thought blue looked really lovely. Definitely out of the, well, maybe out of the top four girls, one of my favourite looks for sure. I was going to say definitely my favourite out of the top four, but there's another one later on that maybe might take that spot, I'm not sure. Up next we have Jujube, who delivered another gorgeous gown. Thankfully, that look from last week wasn't a fluke. I thought Jujube was absolutely gorgeous in that gorgeous red gown. Lovely hair, just absolutely elegant, really stunning, really well done. Jujube's had 4 runway outfits for the finale now, and I wouldn't say this was the best one, but this was the second best. Jujube's best finale runway, I think we can all agree, was her All Stars 5 one. That's one of the best runway looks from the entire series, I think. So to top that would have been incredibly hard, but I think her look from this finale was definitely a worthy runner-up, for sure. And last but certainly not least, we have Mo Hart in this gorgeous orange number. I really loved Mo's look. The corset in Mo's look I thought was absolutely gorgeous, it's beautiful. The gorgeous orange, how it flowed behind her, her hair and makeup, she was absolutely stunning. Mo has smashed absolutely every runway this season, and I really love to see it, especially, I know I've said this before, but when you consider what her runways were like in season 10 and where she was coming from to now, that's such a huge growth, and I think she looks amazing. My favourite runway, I think, out of the top 4 girls was either Blue or Mo's, but my favourite from all 9 of them was Pangina. So this is a bit unlike a regular finale. Normally we have a music video or a remix of a RuPaul song, we have the podcast bits that they do, or you know, the Tic Tac lunches as they used to be. You know you're getting old when you remember the Tic Tac lunches. And there's usually some sort of challenge with the finale, but this time it was just a bit different. We had the runway and then each of the girls had their critiques. The critiques were a lot more in depth this time, and we got to hear a lot about the queens, where they were coming from, sort of their background. We definitely got to see a lot more vulnerable sides of all of them, but especially Bagger and Jujube. I thought Jujube's revelation about her mother was very, very touching as well, and it definitely gave some context as to why Jujube had been the way she had been throughout this season. But yeah, that's it for the runway section. The queens then go back to the workroom to have a conversation to reflect on the season. The eliminated queens catch up on what they had missed as well. Definitely wasn't tense at all. No tension whatsoever. No animosity, no hard feelings. No, all just... Obviously there's a bit of tension between Pangina and Blue, with Pangina wanting to know Blue's reasoning for sending her home, and then of course Jimbo pipes up wanting to know why Pangina sent her home. It was interesting. I felt bad for Pangina because I don't think she came across necessarily the best. I thought Jimbo's read of Pangina was... I appreciate the style of reading to be like, if I was going to read you, I would say all these horror. I would say this about your look and this about this, but I'm not going to do that. That is a funny way of doing it, but I don't know, something about the way Jimbo was reading Pangina I didn't like. I thought it was a bit mean-spirited, and Jimbo obviously had her feelings for being sent home, and of course those are valid feelings. I think I'd have been pissed off too. But it you know, you compare sort of like Pangina's way of questioning Blue about it was a lot more, well, nicer than Jimbo questioning Pangina about it. I did like the moment though where Lemon said, so what have we all learned from this experience? And Jujube goes, well, let's start with you, Lemon. And Lemon goes, nothing. I kind of feel that sums up this entire season, to be honest. Like, what have we learned? Well, back on the main stage, the top four are preparing to lip sync for the crown, the lip sync smackdown for the crown. Yes, Boots, house down, work. They do that spinny wheel thing that they always do, and Mo gets to choose her lip sync opponent. I did think it was funny when Rue was like, pick wisely. She was like, strategically, Bagger. I thought Mo looked really lovely in her lip sync outfit as well, with the yellow, all in yellow number. So the first lip sync is between Bagger and Mo to Domino by Jessie J. I thought this lip sync was kind of underwhelming, to be honest. I thought Bagger, I know Bagger jokes like about being the dancer and all this stuff, but to her credit, I thought she did a decent job with the lip sync. Like, I still think she lost it, but I think she, you know, fair play to her. She tried and she was giving it her all. But Mo is declared the winner, and I was very happy with that because and this isn't any shade again, but you know, if you watched the previous videos, I wasn't exactly Bagger's biggest fan, so I didn't really want her to win. So I was glad that Mo got through, but I also was wanting Mo to win as well, so it was an outcome I was happy with. I did love the few shots when it panned over to Bagger, or like to the group watching the lip sync, and Bagger was like sat there like hunched over with her legs like wide open. And to be honest, I thought, mood. Relatable. I'd probably be sat the exact same way if I was there. You know, most of the queens sit with their legs crossed and they're still in character, but at this point you're just like, nah, fuck it, I'm done, I'm out of the competition, I don't have to pretend anymore. Our second lip sync is Blue Hydrangea versus Jujube to The Reflex by Duran Duran. A bit of an odd choice in song. I know Ru for UK Drag Race has liked his sort of 80s numbers that maybe some of, you know, the kids don't necessarily understand. This lip sync was definitely the better of the two. I think it was a bit more close as well. It was a bit difficult for me to sort of determine who was going to win this one, but I thought Blue was a worthy winner. I thought Jujube's outfit as well was really nice again. Like, you know, so that's 3 outfits that Jujube's worn that I thought were really nice. So that, you know, I wasn't keen on Blue's look for that outfit, and it was mainly more just the color combination. It looked, I don't know what it was, but it was giving me Summerfield flashbacks. Do you remember Summerfield? Again, a bit like the Tic Tac lunches, you know you're old if you remember Summerfield. I thought that lip sync was the better one for sure, and Blue wins it. So our top 2 is declared to be Blue and Mo. This was the top 2 I was probably the happiest with. You know, of course, I was Team Pangina from the start, but she wasn't eligible. So after that, I was thinking Mo and Blue were my preferred choices to win. So with this top 2, I thought, you know what, fair enough. I'm happy either way. I think both Blue and Mo have shown the most growth and development since their original seasons, both in terms of their performances and in terms of their runway looks. I think they've definitely stepped up the most, so I think they were the most deserving. It was funny though, because I was watching it with my friend Sammy, and like pretty much when it came to the results, I was just like saying in RuPaul's voice, "Pangina Heels, will you please step forward?" But of course that didn't happen. And if it did happen, it probably would have, caused a bit of a stir, so. And our last lip sync song is Supernova by Kylie Minogue. Now, if you've watched this channel before, you'll know Kylie Minogue is my all-time favourite, and I absolutely love Supernova. It's my favourite song from disco, so I was very, very happy. I cranked the volume up so loud when they said that. I was like, this is gonna be good. And you know what? It was a good lip sync. I thought Blue was definitely gonna be the winner. Pretty early on into the song. I thought Mo did a good job, but I definitely think Blue was the one who swept it in this case. And of course we have Blue Hydrangea is crowned. And that wraps up another season of Drag Race. Blue Hydrangea becomes the 33rd winner in the franchise history, as well as the first winner of UK vs. the World and the first Northern Irish winner as well. Like I said, I obviously was Team Pangina, and when she was eliminated I was very not happy about it. I've always been Team Pangina for this season, so obviously I'm very disappointed that she wasn't in the finale, but out of the queens who were in the finale, I do think Blue was a worthy winner. When you look at Blue's track record throughout the season as well, she consistently did well in every episode. I know in 2 episodes she was just safe instead of being in the top, but she did, in my eyes, top-worthy performances in those episodes. And then there was one episode when she was in the bottom, but that was only because of the if you're not in the top, you're in the bottom twist. And I really don't think Blue's performance in that episode was a bottom-worthy performance. So, good for Blue. I think, she is a worthy winner. And now we can put this season behind us. This season, overall, I can't help but feel it's been a bit of a missed opportunity. It's been a very good cast, a very strong cast. Everybody in the cast in their original season, except for Pangina, were top 5. Everyone except for Cheryl had a challenge win. Pangina was the only one who wasn't top 5 because she was a judge, so obviously she couldn't be top 5. So there's a very, very strong cast of queens. And I don't know, there was just some decision making, some placements that I really didn't agree with. I said it time and time again that I felt Bagger should have been the bottom for a lot of episodes. It did feel a bit like Jujube stayed on longer than she should have. And it definitely felt like Jimbo and Pangina went home when they shouldn't have. And, I understand Queen's mentalities of sending home their stronger competitors because it makes the competition easier for them. I do get that. But it also means that Queens get punished for doing well, effectively. It doesn't seem like it's fair. Even though it is fair in the rules of the competition, it doesn't feel like, it just doesn't feel like it's the fairest outcome. And I hope I hope if they do a follow-up season to this, then there's a bit more fairer judging in that respect. I don't think the episodes this season were bad. I don't think the challenges were bad. And we had some great runways. And of course, we get queens like Pangina and Janie Jacquet from international seasons that aren't in English that are now getting more exposure. So that's really good. I would definitely like to see another UK versus the world, or if not UK versus the world, like in those words, another international all-star season for sure. There are some fantastic queens out there that I absolutely love from the international seasons that I think definitely deserve a chance at reaching a wider spread audience. Or if not an international all-stars, then maybe just for like the regular all-stars in America, introducing some international queens in them, integrating them into the casts, because I think that would work as well. I definitely support the idea of the international queens coming together and getting more exposure. I've seen a lot of comparisons to like All Stars 1 with UK versus the World, and yeah, I can definitely see that. It hasn't been my favourite season. It'll be interesting to watch back on. I tend to rewatch Drag Race seasons at some point. I don't do it as much now because they're on so often. But back in the day when, there'd be larger gaps between seasons, I would rewatch quite a few of them. So it'd be interesting to see how UK versus the World, what that is like to watch in one go. But I definitely think if we also have an international all-star season again, we definitely need a better prize because, oh my goodness, right. I like to keep it positive here on ElliXia's Drag Race Reviews. I don't like to be too negative. But what is this prize? I understand that something to do with the BBC, they can't have cash prizes, whatever. And I also understand that being on the show and winning the show is going to open so many doors to you. So great. But like, the duet that was the prize, I don't know any other way to say it than it's shit, to be honest, to be completely honest. It's awful. Like, it's a medley of some of Ru's, classic songs from back in the day, with Blue Hydrangea just saying a few things over it. It's really awful. It's just it is the laziest song I think I've ever heard in my life. If I was competing to win a duet with RuPaul, I would want it to be an original song, a brand new song, or at the very least, a remix of something fairly new. Ru puts out songs all the time, so where was the originality? Not even a music video either. I definitely think if we have another season like this, we need to up the prize. Okay, I understand they can't have a $100,000 cash prize, or they can't have a lifetime supply of whatever makeup brand is sponsoring the season, but they can do better than that, surely. I noticed the other day they don't even get a coveted spot in the Drag Race Hall of Fame. They don't even get their picture in a fake room. If you can't give them a cash prize, you can at least give them a fake picture in a fake room. But yeah, I do feel sorry for Blue because that duet is, oof. I listened to it once and I don't plan on ever listening to it again. Of course, there we are with another Drag Race season under our belts. Thank you to everybody who has watched my videos. This is the first time I've done a TV review series before, so thank you very much. I don't know if I'll do another Drag Race series or not. If I do another Drag Race review series, it probably won't be now until the 4th UK season, which I believe actually is being filmed as we speak right now. That probably won't air until September, October, so we've got a little while. In the meantime though, keep an eye out for other things I'll be doing. I will be posting some performances. I'll have another series before you know it. I'm probably gonna do another album series, I think, next. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching my videos. Congratulations to Blue Hydrangea. I hope you enjoy your reign as Queen of the Mother Tucking world. I really don't like saying mother tucking, but there you go. And as always, stay safe, stay lovely. Thank you very much for joining me. I have been ElliXia Q Valentine, and of course, please book me. Mwah.